What's going on, guys? Nick here. Today we're going to be talking about the top 3 reasons of why you should be shooting film in 2019. We'll also discuss why I shot with this camera, where I developed my film, we'll review some photos, and of course I had to include some sweet tasty B-roll. Cue the intro. It's 2019. Gone are the times where you buy a roll of film, you take 24 shots, then you send it away, only to see your whole roll was ruined. With today's technology, we see our images instantly and know whether we underexposed or overexposed, and if we don't like it, we can retake it again and again and again. I say this because just the other day, I was trying to get this one shot of this waterfall. I was waiting for these people to get just where I wanted them. And I was trying all these different angles, getting different things in the foreground. And it kind of made me miss the days of film. Growing up, I had a small little toy camera, but it was so fun to take that camera out and shoot the whole roll of film and then having to go get it developed to only see that your finger was in the way in half of the shots. In all seriousness, it really got me thinking on how I'm just rushing through photos, or I'm just taking hundreds to just get that one shot. So I went and bought a Canon AE-1 Program, one of the easiest film cameras to shoot with, to step up my photo game. I took it around my new city, Portland, Oregon, to shoot the whole roll of film in the top tourist destinations, partly to see the types of shots I could get and to see if it even works. To develop the film, I sent it off to thedarkroom.com. I'll leave a link in the description, but I heard a few reviews from some of my other photographer friends who used them and loved them, so I thought I'd give them a shot as well. I just sent them off in this envelope that they send you with a prepaid shipping label and an order form that's super easy to fill out. Once I get the photos back, we can review them together, but for now, enjoy some B-roll. Alright guys, I got my images back from the darkroom. It took them 2 days from receiving it to uploading my photos online. I was really happy with the turnaround, and not only did they upload my photos online, but they sent me all of the negatives and a disc with all the images on it. You also have the option to order prints, but not knowing if my camera worked or not, I didn't. But I highly suggest you do, and we'll get to why in a minute, but first let's quickly review the images I got. So this was my first time shooting with this film. Right off the bat, I noticed the grain, and it kind of has some greens in the shadows here. And I've never shot with this film, so we'll have to see if this is a characteristic of the Fuji Superia Extra 400. Alright, so you can again see the grain. You can see the grain and you can see the green in the shadows. And again here, so it is safe to say that that is a characteristic of this film. This was a really foggy day. I definitely like to come here again earlier in the morning when there's less people out, but fog always looks good on this bridge. I'm also pretty proud of this photo. This bridge looks very well centered, and this photo doesn't really seem rotated. It seems pretty level. Again, very green in the shadows. We'll kind of quickly go through these. So here's the Portland skyline. This does not look level, and I don't know if this is dust particles or birds or bugs. This one, we definitely have some chromatic aberration up here through the trees. Again, this is another spot I'd like to visit early in the morning without any people. Portrait of my wife, and the details in this are very good, and I'm thinking the film's kind of growing on me actually. I really like the grain, and the colors aren't terrible. Another one here that's very well centered. Very level. That's a cool little lens flare there. Because it definitely Yeah, it wasn't on there in the last one. That's pretty interesting. Very green in the shadows again. As you can see, there are a lot of murals in Portland, and there are a lot that I like. I probably got nowhere even near the total amount of murals there are. Again, I'm really digging the colors here. Well, it looks like the sun glare is a little strong in this one. It's still exposed well though, despite the fact there was a lot of light coming in. The sky is still exposed very well, and you can still see in all of these shadows. This one has some sort of artifact on it, and also I wouldn't have kept this photo anyway. And it was so windy I didn't even know if the leaves were just moving, and I didn't even know if they got in the frame or not, so I took another one. Oh, that kind of looks different in coloring. And last we had this couple at sunset. I thought it was pretty well framed with the leaves, so I finished my roll on that. Alright, so I'm actually really happy with those photos. I'm definitely going to be shooting more film, and I have 3 reasons of why you should be too. Number 1 is it just makes you a better photographer. Film makes you really try. Going back to this photo of the bridge, you have to line up the shot more. You have to make sure your settings are right. You can't fix it in post. I can guarantee you if I had my digital camera there, I would be taking shot after shot after shot just trying to get that perfect situation. Whereas with this, I probably sat there on the corner for about 3 minutes until I took that shot. There are people walking on the sidewalks that I didn't necessarily want, but I kind of wanted to get a good amount of cars in the image, make sure everything was lined up. I took the photo and moved on. I think the digital age of social media has kind of forced us to get that perfect photo, and I'm very guilty of going somewhere, taking 100 photos and posting one on Instagram and never looking at it again. So I really like how film forces you to be more creative and more intentional with your shots, in turn making you a better photographer. Number 2, as we look back through a couple of these photos, and remember how I was mentioning the colors and the grain, well, this is something that no matter how hard we try, we cannot truly replicate the color of film. Even though there's many apps and presets that try to imitate the film look, there's nothing that can compare. And it's something I can't wait to experiment more and buy different types of film. My number 3 reason is it's just fun. It's nostalgic. It reminded me of the days with my toy camera. I couldn't wait to get those photos back. I feel like when you look back at film, you're looking back more at memories. You remember those moments because you put so much effort into that one shot that you probably really took in the scene, and that one moment is probably really easy to remember. It seems like only just recently are we looking at phone albums instead of photo albums. I remember going through photo albums, seeing pictures of myself as a baby, and the fact that, in a sense, film is more expensive, we don't take 100 photos of our babies if we're using film, and remembering every single moment. And I don't know if you noticed, but when I was sending the film away, I dropped 2 rolls of film in the envelope, and Jenny was actually sad that the first roll didn't come through. I took those photos as we were just traveling around Washington, and she was sad that she didn't get to see those memories. And I mean, of course, I was sad too, but I was glad that she was, and she's not even a photographer. Memories are just so well attached to film. So there you have it. There is my top 3 reasons of why you should be shooting film in 2019. If you're looking to get into film, I highly suggest buying this camera. It is very user-friendly, and there are many resources online on how to use it. If you have any questions for me, please leave them in the comments below. Also, if you shoot film, please let me know what type of film you're using and why you like it. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button, subscribe if you're not already, and don't forget to share it with your friends. See you guys in the next video. Once I get the photos back, we'll review them together, but for now, enjoy some B-roll. Peter McKinnon style. I see why he doesn't do that.